Procter Gamble provides consumer packaged goods including beauty, razors, oral care, washing powder, diapers and more.
Yeah, so Procter Gamble is the other titan in this consumer area, but here you've got it drifting into personal care, yes, but then as you indicated, things like, toothpastes and a bit more broad, nappies and so on. It's actually done particularly well over a long period. It's been a bit slack, and its performance a little bit slack in recent years.
Market cap $233.7 billion US dollars, a PE ratio of 20, almost 25, dividend yield of 3.1%. You said it has come under a little bit of pressure.
Let's have a look at the 5-year chart. Its CEO A.G. Lafley came back, and then it did eventually transition again. So now, it's under new management again.
David Taylor. On the share price, still below the yellow dot there, which I'm assuming would have been the high over this 5-year period.
So Taylor came in November, and I believe that the share price actually recovered a little bit since then.
How does this one differ to Johnson & Johnson?
Well, firstly, it doesn't have a pharmaceutical kind of angle. It's just purely personal care. It's purely consumer driven. As South Africans, we know Procter & Gamble very well. Head & Shoulders, Cosmopolitan's favorite shampoo, is one of their brands. They've got Pantene. Gillette, Oral-B.
So these are big consumer brands that have been around for a long time.
The one thing that is different about it is it's got the massive washing powder division.
Oh, yes.
Which is Ariel and Tide, right?
Yeah.
Which are like market leaders around the world.
Washing powder. There's no doubt about that. That
quite
must
a
be
low
highly
margin,
defensive.
tough. There's a question I want to just pose here. In the shaving business, when they bought Gillette, that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
But I think you probably both noticed that thing called dollarshaveclub.com, where a guy sold for $1 billion, a business that actually has subscribers online who get their razors in a package. And it costs very little. But Unilever bought his business for $1 billion because he had this big subscriber base, and the real business model is sending out these packages once a month with extra goodies in it that people pay for.
We're both looking at you quite blankly, so unfortunately I don't think we've heard of this before, but
what I guess in a long way I'm trying to ask is disruption in this space where people used to do like conventional store buying, and these kind of companies advertise big on billboards and in the newspaper and the TV. It's being disrupted by direct delivery type business models. A bit of a concern.
Yeah, the delivery and online kind of angle is always an issue. And it's always something to be a little bit concerned about. And new innovations and disruptive technology, it's a theme across the globe at the moment. But ultimately, if you don't want the ingrown hair, you're going to buy the proper razor, and that's where these guys have a competitive advantage, and some of these other branded guys as well. People trust that brand.
So without further ado, let's call this one hot or not.
So the share price has actually rallied quite a bit, but the valuation is still reasonable for this kind of company. They're restructuring, and they are simplifying their brand portfolio. They've got a lot of cash for good bolt-on acquisitions, and you'll get some nice synergy gains in there. So it would have to be a hot on this one as well.
Paul, are you hot or not?
I think so. I was a little bit ambivalent, but I think, as Chantal says, they have done a lot of work at the center, and I think they'll respond to changing demand dynamics by cutting costs and repositioning some of their advertising spend online, and that will be beneficial.
We have a double hot on Procter & Gamble.